Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Julie Kay, and I am here on behalf of the team at a Human Design Experience Miami edition, which is going to be a 4 full days of human design experiencing in Miami, Florida, and Miami Beach and North Beach. And that's in the United States for those of you that don't know. And I wanted to do a quick little conversation with Emily. She is one of our featured speakers that's going to be in Florida with us. We're so excited. So I just wanted to ask you some questions so people can get to know you better. And the first thing is, kind of tell me a little bit about how you got into human design and any extra information you want to share about that. And then if you want to just flow right into, if you know yet what you're talking about, I mean, today is the end of February, and I know this isn't until April, so sometimes, things morph and change between now and April. But if you have a clue of like, this is what I'm going to talk about, share a little bit, not everything, with our audience, and maybe they'll get excited and want to join us. So yeah, take it away. Like, how did this all start?
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me to this conference. I'm super excited. I discovered, not like I discovered as if I'm like discovering a new land. I found out about human design about 2.5 years ago. It was after I left my corporate job and I was kind of in this limbo state of figuring out, okay, I know that I want to own my own business, but I have no idea like how to go about this. I don't even really know who I am outside of the corporate world. I listened to a podcast and they talked about human design, and my mind was just like, what's that? There's like a spark. I want to like follow this. So I did, and I fell into it. Like I fell down the rabbit hole. And then I discovered the gene keys, and I love playing between the two systems, connecting the dots between that and then astrology too. It's so fun for me. So that happened. And for my talk, like, what do I want to give away? I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to play between systems, but I'm probably going to be focusing on how to apply this to leadership primarily, and how to really break free from the chokehold, right? That the corporate world has over us, that trauma that we bring in from past relationships has in us. Like, I'm going to be playing with all of this in a way that's not like heavy. Like,
Mm.
we're going to have fun. It's it's an experiment. It's an experience, right? We're going to have fun.
Thank you. I did not tell her to throw in experience in her answer. That just happened organically, everybody who's listening. So I'm going to pretend that I'm kind of one of your audience members. Like, I myself, I know quite a bit about human design. I don't know much at all about astrology, and I've dabbled a tiny bit in the gene keys. I do have a Richard Rudd book that I haven't finished reading yet, that I just peruse and jump to pages. But for kind of newbies or people like, can you give me an example of like bringing that in and bringing that in, what that looks like? And you can talk about yourself or a client, or, I'm an Aries and all I have is a 2551 if you want to use me as an example, but you don't have to. We can do that later.
Right. I would say use me as a case study, right? Like I tend to lean towards me as a case study because I know myself the best, right? The ways that I kind of implement the system, and this is something that I've been moving through a lot recently, is I've been navigating bumps in the road of various relationships of mine, right? Friendships primarily, but also familial relationships. Feel like a lot of people are going through that right now, especially with Mercury retrograde. Um, and one of the ways that I look at it is I tune into the Venus sequence from the Gene Keys. So that kind of gives you, like, we have stories that we tell ourselves, right? Around our previous trauma, our experiences, things like that. The Venus sequence for me gives me a way to guide myself out of those stories,
Mm.
to break out of the cycle of like victimization, right? To free myself from that. And because the Venus sequence, each sphere is tied to different psychological childhood development stages of life, you can look at it that way. Like if you're moving through something and you get triggered, you get stuck, it's like, okay, what sphere is that? What age range? And then you can look at it from both a gene keys perspective using the shadow, the gift, and the city. I'll dive into that more probably at the conference. And then tie it into human design. Like if that's where your expertise is, like what gate is that for me? How do I experience that? Is it in a defined center? Is it in an undefined center? Like there's so many ways to play with this. And it's like, for me personally, been the thing that like has broken me out of everything that limited me. So,
Wow. And again, she said case study. Naturally, that wasn't because her last name is Case.
although it's a fun play on words.
Yes, it is. I love that when it happens. So I'm curious, this Venus sequence, is that similar all to when just us pure human design people talk about deconditioning?
Yeah, absolutely. Like the Venus sequence, I mean, all of the sequences are associated with deconditioning, but I would say the Venus is the most tied to that because it's all about like love and relationships, right? And not like romantic relationships. Literally, I use it with my friendships. I use it with the people that I coach, with the people that I mentor and support. I'm starting to bring it into team environments. Like when you know different people's Venus sequence, when you know those placements, as soon as there's friction and
Uh-huh.
conflict, you can look at that, pair that with like, okay, Emily's a projector, right? Working with somebody who's, I don't know, a generator, right? How does that play into it? How do their childhood experiences play into it? Like the way that for me, this kind of takes the emotion out of it,
Mm.
mind blowing.
Got it. Okay. Wow. And then I have your stuff on our website. And but just in case people just love to be YouTubing or they love to listen to YouTube while they're driving. So you already said you're a projector. Tell us a little bit more about your chart. Who
Yeah.
are you?
Who am I? It's like, good question. I'm still figuring that out. I'm a 4/6 self-projected projector. The self-projected part has been really interesting for me to get a hold on. Because I'm sure with a lot of us, we have a lot of trauma around speaking. But that's like literally part of our authority. Like I guide myself through speaking, hearing myself in the moment, and then also reflecting back on it and having these partnerships, these relationships where I can speak just free flow, not feeling like I'm going to be judged or told, like, Emily, you're talking too much, right? And then have that reflected back to me. So that's if I get talking, which if you listen to me, I've got a Substack where I go live pretty often. Some of those get to be like 2 hours of literally me just talking. Like it's a thing. But yeah, if you like to listen to that, that's available for you. And then I have a podcast as well. I think that answered the question. I kind of got off on a little bit of a tangent there.
Yeah, your type, your strategy, your authority
Yes.
profile. Yeah, thank you
Yep.
so much about with that. Well, since we started already kind of talking about it, we'll cover that real quick now too. So, what is your website? What's your Instagram handle? How can people work with you? And what are your favorite appointments that you'd like to do with your clients?
So Substack is the big one. So it's emilyScase.substack.com. And then my Instagram is the other one, emily.s.case. I also work undercover. There is a link to that on my Instagram. It's just the more like less less curated Instagram page where I post things without the pretty little cover page, right? Um, and then to work with me, I think the thing that I love most are my Spark sessions where it's a 90-minute coaching session where I weave in human design and the gene keys. And it's like we dive into these sequences based on wherever people are in the moment. I coach them through work stuff, relationship things. It's just it lights me up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I'm the same projector. Work. I love working individual with people one on one. So
Mhm.
I heard a rumor, and you can verify this. I heard there's some fun fact that you've got quite a few pets. Can you share? I mean, I'm sorry, it's so fascinating. I think it just shows us another side to your personality, and that's what this YouTube for our conference is all about. Like, we want to have community, we want to connect, but not only about human design. It's like
Right.
I think a lot of people will connect with you about this fun fact. So, can you share, please?
Yes, absolutely. So I like to call myself a crazy childless cat lady, for a variety of reasons. One of which is because I currently have 13 cats and two dogs. Yeah, so
Wow.
I live in a zoo. I like to call it the sanctuary. It's my safe space. But I started fostering during COVID. And long story short, I went to a rescue because I missed having a cat. And I was like, I want one cat, maybe two. I left the rescue agreeing to foster a litter of six. And then people heard that I foster, and it snowballed from there. And I have a very difficult time saying no to animals. So I am at my limit though. No more. No more until I open up like something bigger, right? We're working on that.
Wow. So you just have a farm somewhere and you're in Florida, right? Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
Currently in Central Florida.
Okay. When you come to Miami and people hear this on YouTube, I'm sure, I'm sorry, but they're going to come up to you and talk to you about this as well, especially if there are other people that love animals and have like
Right.
a couple extra more than, most people would feel is, whatever. Let the judge
Yep.
judge. Well, I want to just thank you.
Exactly. It's like,
Yeah.
you know,
We just get to let it go and decondition and continue to uniquely be ourselves.
right.
But I want to just thank you for taking some time to let me ask you some questions and so we can get to know you a little bit better. And I'm so excited to finally meet you in person and spend
Yes.
4 full days with you and play and connect and learn. And I myself am like, I want to know about all these case studies, maybe after, at night on the beach or something like that, because I just know your story and it just fascinates me as well. So for everybody that's listening, it's ahumandesignexperience.com. We do still have tickets available. They're only $444, and we did extend it to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and now Sunday. We're going late too and ending with a comedy show. So don't book your flights for Sunday too early. We're gonna, go into and it's going to be so much fun. And please DM and then comment and like and share. And in case you aren't coming, at least you got to get a little bit of, exposed to Emily and find out what she does. And, feel free to reach out to her and contact her. And so thank you for your time. I really, really appreciate it. And we'll see you in April.
Thank you for having me.
Sure.